This is Good Morning San Diego.
Well, still to come with the latest Supreme Court decisions, what they mean for the workplace.
We're going to be talking to an employment attorney, Annie Ellis. She's right there, about how this is going to affect employees and employers. We'll have more coming up after the break. The SCOTUS decisions are impacting a wide range of issues, from vaccines to abortions. And here to tell us what the decisions mean for the workplace is employment attorney Annie Ellis. It's so good to have you finally in studio. We've been doing Zooms for the past couple of years. How are you doing this morning?
It's bright, it's early. I don't know how you guys do it.
I don't know either, Annie. All right, so we're talking about some big issues right now with the Supreme Court. They are in recess until October, and they had just reviewed about 60 cases, made so many decisions, everything from vaccines, abortion, immigration, arbitration settlements, but mainly we're talking about the workplace. And some key issues that you wanted to discuss were the OSHA's vaccine mandate and also the abortion case. Tell us about this.
Yeah, Supreme Court term was exciting for employers this year. We don't usually get to say that. And most of the time, California employers, we don't pay attention to the U.S. Supreme Court because it doesn't really impact us. But the abortion case, we've got school prayer, we've got arbitration agreements, and we're seeing a lot of ripple effects. The abortion case is impacting most aspects of society because it was such a big decision and a big change. But in the workplace, people are probably thinking, how does this impact me? But we're already seeing a pretty big response. First, you've got folks in the workplace, right? Water cooler talk, or maybe I'm wearing my button, or I'm posting something on social media. So we're seeing lots of strife, if you will. How do employees work out disputes if they're arguing over something, or if they see something that makes them uncomfortable? And so it's always a good reminder that private employers aren't subject to the First Amendment protection, and you want to look to your written policies to make sure that everyone's in line with proper workplace decorum, kind of like we had to deal with during the 2016 and 2020 elections. But the other thing is we're seeing employers come forward and say, we want to change our benefit plans. We want to make sure that this is a covered benefit. There's no legal requirement to do that, and it seems like it's a very big political stance that some of the bigger Disney-like companies are taking. And so it's just curious to see what's going to come in the next few months.
That is pretty interesting how it's affected employers, but how about the employees when they work for a company and this is going to happen?
Well, I think the bigger employers, especially the ones with folks in multi-state operations, because here in California the law is pretty well settled. If you defer to state law, then abortion has been legal here in most aspects for a long time. But the other ones are saying, I want to relocate, or I want travel reimbursement costs for this particular medical procedure. And I guarantee you that in the coming months and years, we're going to see lots of litigation over what that means under state law. And so for employees, that's something that they want to consider, and they might consider that when trying to take a job.
And let's talk about the OSHA's vaccine mandate. It was very confusing last year for many employers. It just seemed like things were just changing every month as OSHA was holding these meetings. How is it looking right now?
I felt like it was changing every hour for a little bit there. The good news is that a lot of the regulations have dwindled, and so California still has its own state laws in place. A lot of people think they're not in place in terms of these isolation and quarantine periods and testing and all that stuff, but they are. They've been relatively unchanged for the last 6 months, and they were actually just extended through the end of the year. So the governor decided not to relinquish his emergency powers and go ahead and extend that for, I think it was like the 4th time. What's going to happen then? Well, we all know that every winter we're seeing these, massive regulations come down. So I expect around the time this expires, it's going to be kind of like a repeat cycle.
Yeah, we're talking about the two issues impacting the workforce, OSHA's mandate and also the abortion case. What is it like for you in your office? What is your experience right now? Clients maybe calling you saying, hey, what is going on? Is this going to impact my employment?
I'd say the biggest question we're getting right now is arbitration agreements. And I know that's not juicy, it's not exciting, but if you're a business owner, it is the one real tool that you have in your belt as a California employer to circumvent some of the extortionist wage and hour litigation that we see in this industry. I'm going to get some flack from my plaintiff's attorney friends for that, but it's true. And what is an arbitration agreement? A lot of folks go back to like Aaron Brockovich and think when they put all the plaintiffs through arbitration and that's their negative experience, it's just private court instead of state court, no jury. What's the big deal here? Well, we've got laws in this state that allow employees to band together. Just one person can drag everyone in, and new Supreme Court decisions have said that we can ban that under state-specific laws. That's a big win. Yeah. So if you're an employee and your employer is rolling out this new document in the next few months, that's why if you're a business owner, you don't have them in place, get them in place, because otherwise these laws are job killers.
All right, great information, great conversation. Annie Ellis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you.